The Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade. Welcome to The Unfiltered by Jade, where we get out of the box and dive into topics that are sidelined. I look forward to entertain, educate, and inspire. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donate, and make everybody know about this.
Beats by RB Records, a proud sponsor of The Unfiltered by Jade.
Shopping Assistance Jamaica takes the stress away. Our services include online and local shopping in Jamaica for individuals and businesses, personal shopping, purchasing of company and office supplies, importing and exporting small packages across Jamaica and worldwide, helping you to find unique gifts and items for all events and occasions. Contact us at 876-919-5195. Shopping Assistance 2015 at gmail.com. Follow Shopping Assistance on Instagram at Shopping Assist JA, at Twitter at Shopping Assist 5, and Facebook at The Shopping Assistance. Shopping Assistance, your style, your budget. Welcome back to The Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have with us a Christian counselor, and she's here to speak with us about sleep and insomnia. But before she comes, let me just introduce her. So her name is Ibinye, and she is a licensed and marriage therapist. She deals with anxiety, insomnia, relationships. She is the owner for the Xenia practice. And I'm sure there's more that she does, which I know she will let us know about it later on. So hello.
Hello, Jay. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really happy to be here.
No problem, no problem. So I let me tell you how this topic came about. I realize there are persons who I know that have problems sleeping at night,
Uh-huh.
including myself sometimes. And we have tried different things to, get us to sleep. Some of them are working, some of them are not working. So I said, let me see if I can find someone who can, give us some insights as to how we go about dealing with this. Because, for some persons, it's more critical than some. So
Yes.
when I thought about it and I researched, I saw your name pop up. So it's like this would be a great person to talk about it. So that's how we came about it. So what I want for you to do first is to define for us what insomnia is.
Okay. Well, so technically, if we were to go by the book, insomnia means if you have difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep 3 times a week at minimum for 3 months. So that is the textbook definition of insomnia.
Okay. And what is your definition of insomnia?
Look, my definition of insomnia is if you are struggling to fall asleep or stay asleep and it's been, I'll say, maybe 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing. I know textbook asks us to wait 3 months.
Right.
But look, if you've ever struggled with insomnia, 3 months feels like the rest of your life.
It does.
It feels unbearable when you cannot sleep. So that's why I'm like, 3 weeks, maybe let's start to dig in and see what's going on.
Okay. I mean, by the 3 weeks, they're probably not even able to function properly at that time. So
Yes.
waiting 3 months is still really long before we
Uh-huh.
can diagnose that. So are there different types of insomnias, and what are some of the characteristics of it?
Okay. So they're defined depending on the time. So, for example, acute insomnia would mean that you've been experiencing trouble, whether falling asleep, staying asleep, for less than 3 months. And that one is usually because something happened. It could be you just started a new job and so you don't feel settled, or you just changed your bed, you just had a baby. Something happened and it's
Right.
causing insomnia. And the hope is that after that thing has settled down, then your body will be able to sleep. So in that case, you may not need to seek, any extra advice, right? Just have
Right.
to be patient. Another one is the chronic insomnia. That is the one who, look, after 3 months, you're still not falling asleep and or staying asleep, then that tells us, okay, there's something deeper going on. There's also sleep onset insomnia. That's the type of insomnia where you just have a hard time falling asleep. So you go into the bed, you lay down, maybe it's taking you an hour, 2 hours to finally sleep. Then there is sleep maintenance insomnia. You can fall
Mm-mm.
asleep, but then you're just waking up 2, 3, 4 more times a night and just can't go back to bed. That is that. There is also early morning awakening insomnia, where you just find yourself awake 4 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, and that's it. You're not going back to sleep. Your alarm didn't ring. You just can't sleep. And there's mixed insomnia, where it is a mixture of one or two of the different types of insomnia that I just talked about.
Right.
There is also comorbid insomnia, which means you struggle with insomnia and something else. So maybe you struggle with insomnia and anxiety. I see that the most. You struggle with insomnia and depression. You struggle with insomnia and chronic pain. So you're struggling with two different things at the same time, or more, two or more different things at the same time.
That is interesting because normally you don't hear the different types like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we can't sleep and that's it.
Right.
There's
Mm-hmm.
no there, we don't categorize it or say, okay, I just say anxiety and insomnia.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, people do have it and don't even realize that that's what it is. So it's
Yes.
important. So, um, do we have to, or does this has have to be clinically diagnosed?
It depends on the school of thought that you follow. Me, I'm always out of the box. I do not believe that it has to be clinically diagnosed. I think if you have insomnia, you know. I don't think people are out there pretending that they cannot sleep. It's not a cute thing to have. Like it's
Right.
not cool, it's not cute, it's not exciting to say it. It brings so much anxiety. So for me, I say you can always seek out help. It does not hurt to seek out help. It really does not hurt, because the sooner you seek out help, then hopefully the closer you are to being able to get a solution so you can
Yes.
finally sleep. However, that being said, though, I practice in California, and to get healthcare coverage, you need healthcare insurance, and insurance, for the purpose of insurance, they would want it to be clinically diagnosed before they pay
Oh.
for services. So that's why I say yes and no. If you can do it out of pocket, sure. But if you want it covered by insurance, then yes, they want it by the book, textbook, 3 months, all of those things.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, if you have it, you already would know you have it, but wait
Yes.
until the 3 months. Because if you wait until 3 weeks, they may not say, well,
Hmm.
they might ask you to give us some time first so we can watch it more. And then after the 3 months, that's when they'll diagnose it, and then you'll be able to treat it more because the insurance then covers it.
Correct. Correct.
Interesting. Are there illnesses associated with insomnia?
Absolutely. The first one that comes to mind is anxiety, because a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of people, when your mind is racing, when you're feeling irritable, when you're not settled, when you're worrying, we typically will find ourselves laying in bed at night thinking, 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 thinking. So
Hmm.
then, by definition, that becomes insomnia, because you're not falling asleep, you're just laying in bed thinking. So I
Right.
think of that anxiety. Next one would be depression. Definitely. Sometimes, for some people, when they're depressed, they develop hypersomnia, which is they sleep the day away. They're sleeping all day, all night, just to kind of forget their sorrows. But for
Right.
other people, depression just kind of keeps them just sitting there, and they just cannot fall asleep. There's also psychosis, which is where people are experiencing, they're hearing voices, for example, or they're seeing things that nobody else can see. Of course, that feels very disturbing, and you can tell that will definitely affect somebody's sleep, especially if you're hearing voices or seeing things that no one can see, experiencing things that are almost out of this world, and they're happening at night. It's very difficult to sleep when you're hearing people or seeing people in your room at night. um,
Mm,
Chronic pain is another one. If you are in pain, it is very, very difficult to fall asleep.
to fall asleep, right?
It's just because, I mean, it's hard because when your body is under stress, it's hard for it to rest. So chronic pain is another one that comes to mind. And then there are also some other little ones that we don't know. Things such as a vitamin deficiency, hormonal deficiency, or even something like pregnancy. You know, a lot of women in their first trimester or especially the last trimester, they complain that, you know, they just have heartburn, they cannot breathe when they lay down, and they just feel too uncomfortable to sleep.
Hmm. So basically, what you're saying is, sometimes insomnia can bring on these other illnesses.
Or the opposite, those other illnesses could cause insomnia. So it's that chicken or the egg scenario. Which one
Okay,
came
which one came
first?
first, the chicken or the egg?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Is it more prevalent in a certain race or gender?
It is usually more prevalent, unfortunately, in women. In women.
Mm,
And my theory, and I'm not really sure why, but my theory is that just talk about how pregnancy can cause insomnia. So women are the ones who carry babies.
right,
Usually women are the ones who are taking care of the babies in the bed or in the room, breastfeeding, bottle feeding. Women are typically the ones who stay up with, you know, sick kids. Women are the ones who do a lot of the domestic labor, which sometimes it's like you're almost too tired to even sleep, right? Or
right.
you're in pain because you've been scrubbing the floor all day. So that is my theory, but I don't know if that's necessarily the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We see insomnia more in older people as well. And that could also be because typically the older you are, the higher the chances of other underlying health issues like
Right.
chronic pain or, you know, other things going on, diabetes, heart problems. And if you're in pain or in discomfort, it's hard to sleep. There's also talk about sometimes people in lower, so it's not necessarily a racial thing, but
Right.
people in lower economic areas might struggle with insomnia. And it might be also just a comfort thing. You know, if there's a lot of noise where you live, it's going to be harder for you to sleep.
To sleep, right.
Right. If there's a lot of congestion, you know, traffic is going day and night where you sleep, it could be harder. If, you know, there's no AC and it's really hot at night, or it's really cold and there's no heat, that could also bring about insomnia. Or there are a lot of people cramped living in one
One
room,
room, right,
right?
right.
So those are things that we think about. However, it doesn't mean that if all of you live in one room that you will have insomnia, but those factors, those comfort factors definitely can play a role in our sleep quality.
Interesting. How can insomnia be treated?
Okay. So my first line of defense is the physical route. So the first thing that I tell people when they come to me is go and speak to your doctor first and make sure that it's not anything physical. So
Okay.
go and get blood work. Make sure it is not menopause, because it could be menopause,
Okay.
premenopause. Go and make sure that you don't have any vitamin deficiencies. Go and make sure that there's nothing, I don't know, a tumor. I don't usually say a tumor because I don't want to scare people, but
Mm-hmm.
just go and run the numbers. Make sure that it is nothing physical in your body, right?
Right.
And then after the doctor has ruled out all of those things, because I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't do medications, I don't do blood work, I just only deal with the emotional health. After you've ruled that out, then you come to me. I do something called CBTI. It is called Cognitive Behavioral Therapy for Insomnia. And it is
Okay.
the gold standard for insomnia treatment in the US. And
Okay.
it is a combination of the way we think. So, cognitive means how you think,
Right.
and behavior means how you behave, what you do. So we focus on how you think about sleep. We
Mm-hmm.
focus on your behaviors around sleep. And then we also track your sleep, monitor your sleep, and look at how many hours you're spending in the bed, what you're eating, what you're drinking, lifestyle issues, your sleep environment. And because I'm a therapist and anxiety is one of my areas of specialty, a lot of people had anxiety before insomnia. So it was the anxiety caused the insomnia. So in
Insomnia.
that case,
Oh, okay.
right, we would treat the anxiety sometimes first. And once we treat the anxiety, the insomnia goes away. But for some people, we do it the other way around. So it's on a case by case basis where we treat the insomnia first, and then that allows them to be able to at least rest, and then we treat anxiety. So it's a case by case basis how we treat it, but I practically do CBTI, and it has a, I would say, 80% success rate. So it has really good, without pills. That's another thing I have to say is I
Without
can't give
pills, right.
pills. I don't give pills. So we just do it all naturally.
Mm. What are some of the natural methods though? I mean,
Okay.
yeah, what are some of the natural methods?
Okay. So, first step is I look at the first thing I ask my clients to do. I talk about lifestyle. Do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you have any stress, chronic pain, all of those issues? If they do have chronic pain, as I'm working with them, I'll send them to the doctor so that they can, start getting that pain under control. And
Right.
then I will have them fill out a sleep diary. The sleep diary only takes maybe 5 minutes a day. And for the whole time I'm working with the client, they're filling out a sleep diary every single day. A lot
Okay.
of people are getting much more sleep than they imagine that they're getting, right? When you think
Oh.
in your head, I'm only getting 2 hours of sleep a night, then you feel stressed out automatically because then you've told yourself, my body cannot sleep. This is useless. I've tried everything. Nothing works. That thought in your head is actually fueling anxiety.
To
Anxiety then
you,
fuels
yes,
stress, right?
yes, I can see that.
Right? And when your body is under stress, it cannot sleep. That is the way our bodies are created. That's the way our bodies are wired. Because think about it, it's a defense mechanism. If you fall asleep in the middle of, I don't know, a bomb going off, that's not very efficient for your body to be able to do
Nope.
that, right?
Mm-mm.
So your body is wired to fight or
Yes.
run or freeze. Those are all protective mechanisms. So when you're stressing yourself out by worrying constantly, your body will not sleep. So we focus on what are you doing? What time are you going to bed? Are you going to bed at a regular time every night? Are you waking up around the same time every night? Those things are very important because your body, think of your body as like a well oiled machine. You have to
Yes.
put the machine on and off around the same time every day so that the machine can know to produce certain chemicals. That is
Yes.
exactly how the body runs. So if I go to bed 9 p.m. today, 2 a.m. tomorrow, 10 p.m. tomorrow, your body does not know when to produce melatonin. Melatonin is the thing that makes your body sleep at night. So you have to
Yes.
start with that, right? And a lot of people with insomnia are also, and it sounds very ironic whenever I say this, are spending too much time in the bed.
Mm.
Everybody rolls their eyes when I say that. Oh my goodness. They say, how dare you say that? I'm telling you that I'm only sleeping 2 hours a night or 4 hours at best. And you're telling me that I'm spending too much time in the bed. Let me tell you why I say that. Average sleepers who are sleeping, I don't know, 7, 8 hours, right? They only stay in the bed when they are sleeping. That is it. They don't live in the bed.
No.
But when you struggle with insomnia, most people with insomnia almost live in their bed because what are they doing? They're laying in the bed just hoping that sleep will come. So they're just
Yes.
there, right? The more you lay in the bed, then your bed becomes a cue for wakefulness. Your body then
Oh.
begins to associate the bed with being awake or being stressed out. So every time you walk into
Oh.
your bedroom and lay on that bed, immediately that triggers stress in your body. Your body says, oh, this is the place where we go to be stressed out and think. So let me start to
Oh.
produce stressful chemicals so that we can stress out and think,
Wow. Okay.
right?
Okay.
So then we work on that. So I actually will tell my clients week to week, here is the time you should go to bed, and here's the time we wake up. I have some mathematical calculations and blah, blah, blah that I do.
Right.
And then slowly we will then increase your time in bed so that majority of the time that you're spending in the bed is actually spent sleeping,
Sleeping.
not worrying, not stressing out, not thinking, not crying. We want the bedroom to be a place of peace.
Yes.
That brings me to another thing that we talk about. We talk about what does your sleep environment look like?
Looks like. Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you walk into the bedroom, what feelings come up for you? And we never think about these things. We just think it's supposed to be automatic. You're supposed to just lay down and fall asleep. That's not the truth for most people, What does your bedroom look like? Does it bring you joy and peace when you walk in? Or is it just like, is it really
Right.
ugly? Is
Mm-hmm.
it cluttered? What does it
Mm-hmm.
smell like? Does it smell fresh? I'm not saying that you should go out there and buy expensive, fancy. I don't believe in buying expensive, fancy anything, right?
Right. Right.
I'm talking about just open the windows during the day if you can so that fresh air can come in. So
Yes.
that at night, your bedroom just smells fresh. It doesn't have to
Yes.
smell like perfume or any of those fancy nothing. Because all of those things, remember, we're trying to trigger relaxation in the brain.
Yes.
And then simple things like even your sense of touch. So think about pleasing your five senses. Sense of touch. What do you wear to bed? We often don't even think about things like that. We just put on whatever and we say, well, I have this old scratchy shirt. I'll just wear it.
Right.
That's not going to help you sleep. If your shirt is all itchy and smelly, that doesn't help you sleep. That just
Not
helps
at
you be
all.
stressed, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
We don't have to buy the most expensive outfits. And I'm not saying go buy expensive pajamas or anything, but even if it's just a simple cotton shirt,
Yes.
doesn't have to even look beautiful, just a simple cotton shirt and simple cotton shorts or pants or whatever it is. That is all that you need. And I say cotton because cotton helps you breathe. So if you sweat at night, it helps to absorb some of that moisture. It doesn't stick to your body.
Yes.
Sense of taste. What are you eating before bed? Are you
Before
eating
bed.
super spicy food that's going to agitate your stomach an hour before bed? Because some of us, our stomachs are more sensitive, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
If your digestive system is super busy when you lay down at night, that is going to affect your sleep as well. Because it's busy. Think about it. Your digestive system is working hard to do what it needs to do. Why should you then ask your body to shut down while your digestive system is active? Those two things don't go together.
Right.
We think about things about like caffeine. Some of us are a lot more sensitive to caffeine. For some of my clients, I say, please just stop drinking all caffeine because it's clearly not working for you. Because for some of us, our bodies take hours and hours and hours before it can finally just digest that caffeine.
Yes.
So you think to yourself, but I only drank coffee in the morning at 10 a.m. What does that have to do with me at 10 p.m. at night? Maybe your body is sensitive and it's still lingering in your system. Sugar. We don't think about sugar. Sugar keeps you active and keeps you up. But for some people, they don't think about it as anything that can affect sleep. Another thing, so it's multi-layered. I know it sounds really complicated, but it's multi-layered. The things that I do, we work on relaxing that anxious mind. So I give them different exercises that they can do every single day. These things don't take a long time, by the way. I tell my clients, like, all you really have to do is follow this protocol, invest 30 minutes a day. For a lot of clients, it only takes them maybe 10 minutes a day. If you can just give me 10 minutes a day for the next few weeks, your insomnia most likely will go away, but you have to be disciplined about it. The last thing I do want to say, though, is don't just jump into the bed expecting your body to relax. If you're a very busy person, your body has been going and been active all day. So give your body about an hour to shut down. So what that looks like is start to create a nighttime wind down routine.
Yes.
That could look like maybe some people like to take a shower or a bath at night. So that then signals to your body, every time we take a shower, then we are resting. Put on those pajamas or whatever. A lot of ladies will want to wash off the makeup from their face. Some people would want to pray. Some people would want to do some light reading. Some people would be careful with the TV. Don't watch anything that will agitate you. So that includes anything that will make you scared, angry, sad, irritated, or restless.
Yes. I agree. I was listening to you and I was saying it's basically what, I was told to do because dealing with it, you're told to, all right, before you go to bed, cut off the screen time.
Yes.
Cut it off before so that when you go in bed, your mind is not active because watching something is making your mind active also.
Correct.
And I would normally take, because I was told about the chamomile tea, that it helps to your body. And there is a sleepy time tea also. And I was living on my melatonins. I'm gonna be honest. I was living on my melatonins to get some sleep.
Right.
And I even went out and I bought my lavender spray, because this is sometimes the room needs to be calm.
Yes.
So you spray the lavender spray in there, and it's nothing expensive because it doesn't have to be expensive to work.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Yes, or you put on a diffuser and you put some chamomile or lavender in there, and it makes the room feel a bit, a little bit softer.
Yes.
So it's creating the environment so that you can sleep. So I mean, after doing that for some time, but I realized it has to be sometimes routine.
It must be routine.
Yeah, it has to be routine, because if it is that you do it 9 o'clock today and then you do it 10 o'clock and you're throwing off your body also.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I had to be doing that. So, but I'm still taking my melatonin. I'm still drinking my tea at night. So
Right.
I try to do that as best as possible so that my body can start relaxing.
Exactly.
So when I go
Exactly.
in the bed, it doesn't take long for me to fall asleep. So
There you
that's
go.
what I've been doing.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly. And once you find something that works for you, I would say just stick to that, because so many people will say, this is working for me, but my friend said that she's drinking this other tea. So then they'll stop drinking their tea that works for them and
And
they'll
try
now go to
something
the friend's
else.
tea. I said, no, no, no. You don't have to do what everybody is doing. Once you find what
No,
your body likes,
right.
please keep doing that.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. It works. It actually
Mm-hmm.
does. All right. So, what is the amount of, or what is the recommended sleep time that we generally need for our bodies to be healthy?
Okay. So the very bare minimum that your body actually needs, so there are multiple sleep cycles and multiple sleep stages, but the
Right.
very minimum amount of time that your body needs to go through all of the complete sleep stages is 5 hours. That being said, five
What?
hours is no, no, no,
Hold
no,
on.
no, 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 no. I am not saying though that you should only sleep 5 hours. No, 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 no. I'm saying your body, it takes 5 total hours for your body to go through all the sleep stages.
Okay. Okay.
Don't
Okay.
be sleeping only 5 hours, please. You're gonna be sleeping. Don't do that. And then they'll say, she told me that. No, 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 don't. I didn't say that. I'm just saying, on a biological level, your body, it takes about 5 hours. So remember, even though it might take your body about 5 hours to do what it needs to do, remember, 1 hour could be you're just tossing, you're just settling in, so think about that. But the recommended is actually 7 hours. But again, remember, I told you I'm always out of the box and I'm never agreeing with anybody. So, me, what I tell my clients is I say, listen to your body. And I always say 7 to 9 hours for adults. Listen to your body, because some people, some adults sleep 8 hours and they feel great. Some still feel tired and they need nine. Some even need almost closer to 10 hours. Listen to what your body needs. So it's all about trial and error. And that's part of what I do with my clients is when we do a whole week and we do a whole sleep schedule, we follow that sleep schedule to a T for a week. And then after
Okay.
the week, and that's when we're doing the sleep diary, because I have them write, how do you feel when you wake up in the morning? How do you feel at night? We want to make sure you're checking in with your body. And at the end of the week, then I ask them, how did that feel? Did that feel like enough sleep? Did it feel too much? Did it feel too little? We want it to be just right. Because remember, you want to lay in the bed as little as possible. So if you're only getting, I don't know, let's say you get 7 hours of sleep and that's the optimum time for you. You want to be laying in the bed for almost 7 hours a night and that's it. So literally, I want you laying in the bed for the purpose of sleep. Then you wake up and then you get out of the bed. No lingering in
Yes.
the bed, no thinking in the bed, no working in the bed, watching TV. All these things we do, those confuse your body.
Yes. I agree. I agree with
Mhm.
that. So can you tell us and can you tell the audience where is it that they can contact you?
So you can find me. My website is theziniapractice.com, and Zinnia is Zinnia. So theziniapractice.com. I'm also on Instagram at the Zinnia Practice and Facebook at the Zinnia Practice.
Everything is at the Senior Practice, guys. That's
Excellent.
where it is. Thank
Yes.
you so much. Thank you so much. I also realized that I have a watch. So the watch, I sleep with the watch sometimes. So it
Mhm.
tells me, okay, this is how much hours you spent in REM sleep. This is how
Yes.
much you spent on light sleep. This is how many
Mhm.
hours you
Mhm.
spent in deep sleep. So it breaks it down for you, and I can say, okay, so I got good sleep today. I
Yeah.
didn't get good sleep yesterday. I get so
Excellent.
I monitor even how I sleep because I realize when you don't get enough sleep, also it disturbs the rest of your day.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So listeners out there, you can try and practice some of these methods.
Mhm.
And if it is that you realize that, listen, you say 3 weeks, you say 3 months and nothing is changing and you're not getting enough sleep, you probably do need to see somebody about it, a professional
Yes.
about it, to find out what is
Yes.
happening. By the way, what is the difference with sleep and rest?
Well, sleep is that process of your body just rejuvenating, and even at the cellular level, your cells are turning over and making sure that they are ready for the next day. So that's the process of sleep. It is something that we absolutely need. Rest, you're not necessarily, although sleep is a form of rest, but rest is just, I'd say, taking a pause or taking a break. So me sitting down on the couch and watching TV, if I enjoy TV, it's a form of rest. Me going for a walk, if that is something that is relaxing to me, I'm just looking outside at the trees, listening to the birds, that is a form of rest. Me deciding to turn off my phone because I'm just really tired, I don't feel like talking right now, it's a form of rest. So rest is a way to take a pause from your busy life, and sleep is that physical process of letting your body and your muscles and organs just rejuvenate themselves.
Interesting. I've always wondered what's the difference. Am
Yeah.
I resting? If it is that I'm not doing anything, but I'm watching something and it's making me riled up, am I resting? am I, I've just always wondered, like, what is resting?
Right.
Am I resting enough? Because sometimes we think we're sleeping enough or we're resting enough,
Mm-hmm.
but we're always so tired. So it also
Yes.
could be, as you said initially, is there vitamin deficiencies happening?
Mm-hmm.
What is
Mm-hmm.
happening? So there's
Yes.
no one way or a straight way to determine what exactly is happening to the body. So I do agree in terms of you saying you normally send your clients first to go and do blood work, talk to
Yes.
your doctors to find out what's wrong. And then
Yes.
if everything is okay and it's just that you're suffering from this, then we cannot proceed.
Correct. Correct.
Awesome.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yes. 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 It is important, though, I do have to say, because insomnia brings on so much anxiety, and almost everyone I've met with insomnia is surprised that there are treatments that don't involve medications. I have to say, please, if there's any one thing that you're going to learn from me today, is that insomnia is treatable. Do not give up. If your professional is saying to you, this is not treatable, I cannot help you, it means you're speaking to the wrong professional.
Yes.
Please, 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 please. I have personally experienced so many of my clients who have had insomnia for decades and they're finally sleeping. Is it easy? No, but it's just a 30-minute commitment every day for a few weeks to just kind of reset your body. And then before you know it, your body is sleeping. So do not give up. There is hope. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to be on a medication for the rest of your life, because it's not true.
It's not true. We have natural methods also to get this to
Mm-hmm.
work. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much for giving us insights. Thank you so much for being authentic and real with us.
Thank you so much, Jade. I really enjoyed speaking with you today.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you also, guys, for listening to the Unfiltered by Jane. And we'll be back next week, Tuesday. Thank you.